Well, Bob, I know the visitors love this
Right.
warm weather, but for those of us who have endured a long, hot summer,
Yeah.
this is the time of year where we really like those cooler
We
temperatures.
just a few months. That's all we asked for is a couple of
Yeah.
months. Temperatures soaring today. 91 today in a Florida city. 91. We'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, we were close to a record even here at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. One thing we did have this morning, though, we had some fog around. You see it kind of rolling in. It's going to be a similar condition played out tomorrow. And then some slightly drier air should move in tomorrow night, so not as much of a chance for fog. That's the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some high clouds around, too. And as far as photos, we had some nice lights to send in. It's always nice to see all the holiday lights out there and Christmas lights. Go ahead and send them on in to pics at mysuncoast.com. This one from Heron Creek in Northport. Get a look at that. Nice shot, as you see right there. And you talk about getting in the spirit. Well, if you think cold air is associated with Christmas, don't look at this. Fort Myers, record today, 91 degrees. Record 91 degrees. That eclipsed the old mark by several degrees. And then Lakeland recorded a high of 87 degrees. That, too, setting a record. Then St. Petersburg tied a record high of 83 degrees. We were 1 degree shy right here. So the warm temperatures continue. Now, there is some very chilly air to the north of us right now, just over the panhandle of Florida, near Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Tallahassee. In fact, already down in the 40s now in the panhandle, but that's not going to blast on through here anytime soon. It's going to stay mainly to the north of us. We're going to see some slightly cooler and drier air settle in on Thursday, but that's not going to be much. Temperatures today in the upper 80s, and with just enough heating and enough moisture kicking off a few isolated showers similar to what you'd see during the summer months, with a little bit of a sea breeze developing. Not exactly the same, but nonetheless there. 75 degrees right now. The dew point is at 71. That's high. That's summer-like. And the humidity at 87%. Winds out of the west-northwest at 5, and the pressure continues to rise at 30.27. And that is high. The high today was 83, 1 degree shy of the record 84, set back in 1967 for Sarasota Bradenton Airport. And the low this morning was 65. That was well above the average of 53. We'll be in the upper 60s to start the day off tomorrow. And there will be quite a bit of fog around across parts of the Suncoast. No rainfall to report today. We're not anticipating much rain with this front as it slowly slides by, but it looks like we could get a brief shower or two, and the rain chance only at 20%. These are the dew point temperatures, which tell us where the front can sometimes be located without the temperatures. But notice the dew point temperatures down in the 30s and 40s and 50s over North Florida right now, still very high in Orlando and Sarasota and Miami and Key West. You look at the actual temperatures now, it's 42 in Pensacola, 49 in Tallahassee, 77 in Orlando now, and 75 degrees reported in Sarasota. Temperatures still in the low 80s here. We had 87 degrees earlier in Arcadia. It's now cooled to 81. 80 in Mayaca City. Northport, you're at 80. Inglewood at 77 degrees, 78 in Venice, and Cortez at 74 degrees. Lows tonight, unseasonably warm, upper 60s to right around 70 if you're right on the water. Anywhere from Inglewood up through Arcadia and even into Lakewood Ranch, we're going to see temperatures right around 67, 68 degrees, a few degrees warmer right on the coast at Anna Maria and Holmes Beach. Now, hourly forecast tomorrow calls for some fog to be around. We'll still warm up into the upper 70s with some clouds occasionally, some high clouds expected to move on in associated with a weak frontal system, as I mentioned. There's not a big storm system yet, but there's one developing out west. That's where the big storm track is starting to take shape. So the gentleman from Seattle is going to avoid that storm. You can see that rain all the way from the Carolinas stretching through North Florida. Pretty big cell right there just to the west of Daytona Beach, and we'll see some fog again tomorrow morning, and then eventually some fog late tomorrow night, eventually clearing out of here as some slightly cooler and drier air moves in. Northeast winds at 10 knots, some patchy fog, seas running right around 2 feet for boaters with a light chop. The water temperature 74, and look for a high of 77 at area beaches. The tides upcoming, Sarasota Bay will be a low tide at 11:36 and a high at 4:18. Tonight, areas of fog, partly cloudy, 68 for your low. And then tomorrow, look for a slight chance for a few isolated showers in the afternoon. We'll have the morning fog around 78 degrees. And the extended forecast, well, winter arrives with temperatures above average on Wednesday, and then slightly cooler on Friday. We warm back up for Christmas Day, high of 81.